28 years later. 20 years later, the Bone Temple. 20 years later, the Bone Temple. The follow-up to 28 years later from last year. And also on the 28 franchise. Is that what we're calling it? Not really sure. So 28 days later, 28 weeks later, and then 20 years later. Now 20 years later, the Bone Temple. So it's number 4 in a new trilogy of the 28 years later trilogy. It's all sorts of fucking jumbled. I was going in dreary of this one, but I still went and seen it anyway just so I can review the son of a bitch. Otherwise, I probably would have avoided it because I did not like 28 years later. I don't like Danny Boyle's style of filmmaking, honestly. I appreciate directors that will sit there and try to do some originality and change it up, do different kind of cameras and whatnot. Like the iPhone rig for 28 years later. I appreciate all that, but sometimes the traditional style is fine. Use what the modern day cameras are being used for. And it's not like the directing itself is paint by numbers. Dacosta, who did Candyman 2021, was wonderful. The Marvels, we can forgive and forget on that one. But yeah, and now 20 years later, the Bone Temple. She took what I thought was shite and turned it into a fucking diamond. She squished that coal and made a big old fat diamond out of this mess. Start off with changing the course of the Jimmies. You know, the blonde-haired people with the bright jumpsuits. That was very Power Ranger-esque at the end of 20 years later. Go, go, Power Rangers! Yeah, that was a weird fucking ending. But she took the fucking Power Rangers and turned them into pure fucking evil. I enjoyed following this group of Jimmies. It's the Jimmy clan. They're all Jimmies and they're Satanists and they're fucking sticking to that Satanism because they are fucking evil, especially the leader who is Jack O'Connell. Jack O'Connell, Jimmy, the lead Jimmy. He is now forever on my permanent radar of when he's on something, I'm gonna check it out, especially if he's the villain. Because Eden Lake, Sinners, and then now 28 years later, the Bone Temple. All wonderful performances, especially Sinners and the Bone Temple. Yeah, he's a fucking star player now. Another star player is Ray Fiennes. He, of course, crushed it. That should be no surprise at all to anybody. Because he fucking kills it. Making friends with Samson, you know, the big dude with the giant zombie dong. Still lots of zombie dong in this one, too. But it's not really flopped around in your face like the previous one. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm sure the ladies and, you know, whoever else likes dongs are into it. That was a weird thing to say for zombie dongs. Or just dongs in general. Okay, moving on from dongs. Ray Fiennes. He finds a way to show life in these zombies. Or the infected. My bad. They're not zombies, they're the infected. You know, they even call them zombies in the fucking movie. On the Jimmy side, just humanity in general, this is another one of those movies. Like the movie I also saw this day, because I did a double feature at the movie theater, to where the real villains, the real enemy, is not the zombies, it's not the meteorites falling from the sky. Check out my Greenland 2 review. It's just the humanity itself, turning on it against each other. Can't trust nobody. There's literally civil wars. Wrong movie. See what happens when you watch two movies at once? You get them confused. But yeah, it is pretty fascinating though. He takes Samson. I almost called him Zombie Dong again, but I'm dropping that. He's been beaten to death. Okay, that's the accidental final joke of that one. Beaten to death. Get it? That was an accident. Anywho. And, you know, no spoilers. I am going to go on a little bit of a spoiler rant after I review, so you'll have anybody who hasn't seen this movie has a chance to get the fuck out. Anywho, the final scene, Ray Fiennes and the Jimmies, is amazing. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. No spoilers yet to the conclusion. But yeah, went from complete 180 from 28 years later to 20 years later, The Bone Temple. I couldn't have been more happy because I really thought I was walking into a shite show, and it ended up being amazing. Yeah, sure. But okay, to give you an example, 20 years later, I would have given it D minus. But for 20 years later, The Bone Temple, A, solid A. My highest rating so far of the year, passing Primate. I know I'm only like 6, 7, 8 new releases deep, but hey, look at 20 years later go. Look at January go. Give me 2 A's, A minus. Spoilers, 3, 2, 1. The return of Cillian Murphy at the end. Help me out here. If you okay, so I guess if you stuck around, you've seen it. If you stuck around and you haven't seen it, you just don't give a shit. But Cillian Murphy's back, and I kind of want to know more why. First of all, I can't even remember. I need to go look. Did his slam piece survive? Did his lady survive the first one? Because he has a daughter in this one, but she's not 28 years old. She looks like she's in her teens. That means they did it later on. Maybe they'll explain it in the movie. But anyways, I'm just really excited. And Cillian Murphy, I guess the first one was 2001? So I guess it's been not quite 28 years, but I guess the aging is correct. I don't know, but I'm just excited to see this third one now. I was dreading this one. Now I'm super excited for the conclusion of the 28 years later trilogy, especially now that Cillian Murphy's back and his teenage daughter are going to go help the leftover Jimmies. There's a couple of surviving Jimmies, but they're not bad Jimmies. They're good Jimmies. And yeah, so that's how we're going to connect those bridges of the movies. So yeah, I can't wait. And let me know what you thought. And hopefully my reviews get better. Goodbye.